Let's get right into it. Today, we're doing a highly focused, totally objective breakdown of the exact stated positions of Hamidi, the commander of the Rapid Support Forces, or RSF. We're looking strictly at his own words from a recently surfaced interview to map out his logic, his justifications, and his ultimate vision for his troops. So let's anchor this whole explainer on the interviewer's exact lingering question. Right out of the gate, they pose a very direct scenario. Basically, once the current mission ends, what happens to these forces? Are they going to integrate into the regular army? I mean, this is the multi-million-dollar question, right? It totally sets the stage for the commander's response.
Section 1. Fates of the Forces.
Hemity's immediate answer, it is completely unequivocal. Quote, "They will remain." He doesn't hesitate and he doesn't deflect. He elaborates that the RSF is going to be trained and qualified just like any other military force globally. Even after their immediate mission wraps up, he is insisting they aren't just going to quietly disappear or get absorbed. They're staying exactly where they are.
Section 2. Army or militia.
To really understand how his argument builds, we got to look at this definitive, punchy statement. When the interviewer probes further to see if they'll just fold into the existing military infrastructure, he completely and utterly rejects the militia label. He states, quote, "It is now an army." And honestly, this distinction matters tremendously. By elevating the group from a militia to an actual army, he changes the entire framework of the conversation. You know, you can disband a militia pretty easily, but integrating one established army into another, that is a totally different, far more complex ballgame. Which leads directly into his next logical pillar. Because they're an army, they hold an established, quote, special status. This concept of a special status is literally the anchor of his whole argument. It implies a level of autonomy, permanence, and legitimacy that some temporary armed group just wouldn't possess. Section 3. International Comparisons. Now, to grasp how he legitimizes this special status, we need to look at his justifications. He pushes back really hard against the idea that the RSF structure is just some rogue anomaly. He asserts, quote, "We are a support to the army. It's not a precedent we invented alone." By saying this, he's framing the RSF's existence as a completely standard military support structure, one that's totally normal and visible in other sovereign nations around the globe. And he backs this up by pointing straight to Chad and Saudi Arabia as established models of this kind of independent but aligned command structure. For example, in Chad, the Republican Guard answers directly to the president. In Saudi Arabia, the National Guard answers to the king. So by putting the RSF in that exact same category, he's arguing that their independent structure, supporting the state but staying legally distinct from the regular armed forces, is actually a tried, tested, and internationally recognized model.
Section 4. Categorical refusal of integration.
So he pulls all these threads together to build what he frames as an ironclad thesis against integration. 1, the RSF is already an existing force. 2, it possesses a unique special status. 3, it serves as a vital support structure modeled after international examples. And 4, it is actively performing its duties. Based strictly on the rationale from his interview, these 4 points form his ultimate defense. And because of all that, we arrive at this final categorical refusal. Quote, "It does not integrate." I mean, he leaves absolutely zero room for ambiguity here. He drives home a total rejection of the idea that the Rapid Support Forces will ever just join up and dissolve into the regular army. It is a flat-out denial of that pathway, cementing their distinct identity for good. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a provocative thought that stems directly from the evidence we've just looked at. If the RSF maintains this unyielding stance, what does a permanent, non-integrated special status actually mean for the future structure of the country's military? It's a massive lingering question about the long-term implications of having a permanent parallel armed force operating right alongside a traditional army. Keep this framework in mind as the situation continues to evolve, because it absolutely changes how we understand the board.